Welcome back to Pelangi 21. Today I will show you all gay movies coming out in 2024. Saltburn follows Oliver, who finds himself drawn into the world of the charming and aristocratic Felix Catton, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling estate. You can watch this on Prime Video. All the Fires follows Bruno, a struggling teenage pyromaniac who flees the city and embarks on a journey in quest of a girl he met online, who would force him to confront the death of his father and his sexuality-related uncertainties. You can watch this on Tubi, Prime Video, and Mubi. Maestro will tell the complex love story of Leonard and Felicia, a story that spans over 30 years from the time they met in 1946. You can watch this on Netflix. Good Grief follows Mark, a man whose world comes crashing down when his husband dies unexpectedly. A year after his loss, Mark takes a soul-searching trip to Paris with his best friends, which leaves them all facing some cold, hard truths. You can watch this on Netflix. The Trace of Your Lips follows Roman, an actor who works in B-movies and who's isolated in his apartment. Aldo is an essential worker who's allowed by the authorities to come and go. They live across from each other, and the temptation to break out of their lockdown comes up. You can watch this on YouTube, Prime Video, Fandango, and Apple TV. Exteriors follows three gay men who find themselves in modern relationship issues through three separate coincidences. You can watch this on Deku and Tubi. Lubin follows Victor, who returns to his childhood home in Bulgaria for his grandfather's funeral. While reconnecting with his father and the village way of life, he unexpectedly finds love in the form of Lubin. You can watch this on TLA, Fandango, Vimeo, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Departing Seniors follows witty high school senior Javier, who develops psychic abilities, and he must use it to stop a mysterious serial killer targeting his classmates. You can watch this on Dark Sky Films, Tubi, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Dix the Musical follows a pair of business rivals who discover that they're identical twins and decide to swap places in an attempt to trick their divorced parents to get back together. You can watch this on YouTube, Fandango, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. I Love You More follows Ben, a shy Kosovar teen who is beyond excited to finally meet his first love, Leo, who is arriving from Germany in just 1 month. You can watch this on Tubi, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Drifter follows Moritz, who moved to Berlin to be with his boyfriend, only to be abandoned by him. He changes his looks and dives into the city's vibrating techno world. He learns to express his repressed desires, but he also starts to lose himself in drugs and emotional alienation. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. A Prince follows Pierre-Joseph, a student of horticulture whose intercourse with his mentors and botany teacher leads to an original fusion of science, sex, and meditation. You can watch this on Prime Video, Fandango, and Google Play Movies. Fireworks follows 17-year-old Gianni, who is bullied because of his homosexuality, but his life changes when he meets by accident Nino, a captivating and innocent boy. You can watch this on Tubi, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Mysterious Ways tells the story of Peter, a vicar who wants a church wedding with his boyfriend Jason. For Anglicans, this is not allowed, and homosexuality itself is still very taboo in Samoan culture. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Turtles follows gay couple Tom and Henri. The seemingly perfect life they had built in Brussels started to go awry when Henri retired from being a police officer. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Shoulder Dance tells about the slippery lines between friends, lovers, and partners that threaten to trip up two couples over a wild weekend of seductive games. You can watch this on Peacock, Prime Video, Fandango, Apple TV, Google Play Movies, and YouTube. The Mattachine family follows Thomas and Oscar, a gay couple who have spent a year as foster parents. After their first foster child returns to his birth mother, they find that they have different ideas about what making a family actually means. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. Housekeeping for Beginners follows Dita, who loses her partner to cancer, and she finds herself entrusted with the care of their 2 daughters, with support from a fake husband and his young lover. You can watch this on Peacock, Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Mascarpone the Rainbow Cake follows Antonio and Luca, who are seeing each other for the first time since Dennis's death. Luca was lucky enough to meet Tancredi, while Antonio has focused on his work, and he is now a well-known chef in a pastry shop. You can watch this on Prime Video. The Summer with Carmen follows best friends Demos and Nikitas. They recall the events of a recent summer and the prospect of turning them into a screenplay for Nikitas' feature debut. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Birder tells about a birdwatcher who invades a nude queer campground on a remote lake in the New Hampshire wilds. He wears whatever he needs to ensnare the locals in his dark fetish. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Sebastian follows Max, a 25-year-old aspiring novelist, living in London and paying his dues working at a literary magazine. Max, with the pseudonym Sebastian, secretly meeting men via an escorting platform and using his experiences to fuel his stories. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. Stress Positions follows Terry Goon, who is keeping strict quarantine in his ex-husband's Brooklyn brownstone while caring for his nephew, a 19-year-old model from Morocco. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Ganymede follows a small-town wrestling star who develops a crush on an openly gay classmate, and he is stalked by a grotesque creature that invades his thoughts as he navigates his feelings and struggles to live up to his legacy-obsessed family. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. National Anthem tells about Dylan, a soft-spoken 21-year-old who is the father figure to his little brother and works odd jobs to help the family get by. He is welcomed by a vibrant community of rodeo performers who openly explore their identities and sexuality. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Pretty Boys follows Gray, a flamboyant and charming young man, and his lifelong best friend Jonas, a heartthrob with masculine appeal. Their world turns upside down when Gray's crush returns from the United States. You can watch this on Vivamax. Emo Valley follows a foster care survivor and sex worker who discovers that a potential client is stalking him from social media while staging an unwanted meeting at a local drug dealer's house party. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Patagonia follows Yuri, a 20-year-old boy who lives with his aunt in a small town, and Agostino, a wandering entertainer and charmer of children, who promises him independence that Yuri doesn't know he had been looking for. You can watch this film on Max, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Behind the Trees follows Paulo, who lives a troubled relationship with his wife Jessica. After a serious argument, he ends up getting lost in a secret place where men meet for sexual purposes. You can watch this on TLA, Deku, Fandango, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Fallen Fruit follows Alex, a 20-something-year-old who moves back to his childhood home in Miami from New York after a breakup. He soon finds comfort in Chris, who shows him what a life in Miami might have to offer. You can watch this on Mubi and Frameline. High Tide follows undocumented Brazilian immigrant Lourenco, who searches for purpose in the queer mecca of Provincetown. As the summer season comes to a fade, he sparks an intense and unexpected romance with Maurice. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. Bonus Track follows a 16-year-old who believes he is a future star musician. The arrival of the son of a famous musical duo who helps him rehearse for a talent show leads both boys to learn from each other and grow closer. You can watch this on Sky Cinema, Prime Video, and Apple TV. The Senator follows Renan, a young man who entangled in an illicit affair with an influential closeted right-wing senator. He falls in love with a journalist who is determined to expose the senator's hypocritical life. You can watch this on TLA, Fandango, Vimeo, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Amar Prem's love story follows Amar and Prem, along with their families, gather in Punjab for their wedding, which is disrupted by cultural differences and a jealous woman. You can watch this on GeoCinema. Table for Three follows couple Paul and Marlon, who decide to jazz up their long-standing relationship by including the charismatic Jeremy as their third. You can watch this on Vivamax. The judgment follows an Egyptian gay couple who returns from the US. The couple pretends to be friends in order to stay safe in this homophobic environment, but coming back to Egypt already leaves Mo in anxiety and ease. You can watch this on Mubi. What We Wrote Together follows Mariano and Juan, a long-term couple who move from the city to start a plant nursery. Their new rural life is interrupted by a visit from Juan's best friend bearing pivotal news. You can watch this on TLA, Fandango, Vimeo, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Unicorns is the story of a queer South Asian nightclub performer who living a double life, and a young single father who works as a mechanic. You can watch this on Netflix. Do You Want to Die in Indio follows Salvi, a 17-year-old whose life gets complicated when his dreams are derailed by an enterprising drug dealer, an ethically challenged mentor, and a budding romance. You can watch this on Prime Video, Apple TV, and Google Play Movies. Big Rage is a gay action noir thriller plunging into the fierce battle over America's lithium supply. Amidst the chaos, the two male leads forge an intense connection. You can watch this on Here TV. Glitter and Doom follows Glitter, who comes from a rich family but wants to be a circus clown. Doom is a singer-songwriter from poor surroundings trying to break into the local club scene. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. The Exorcism of St. Patrick follows a priest who takes a gay teenager to a cabin to perform conversion therapy. When he goes too far, bullying the kid into suicide, the ghost of his victim returns to plague the priest and avenge the deaths of so many other ghosts like him. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. The Groomsman Second Chances follows Danny, who finds the courage to admit his romantic feelings for his best friend when he is asked to be the best man at his wedding in Greece. You can watch this on Hallmark. August Love vs. God is a riveting story about a former high school track athlete whose distorted views on love negatively affecting the people closest to him. You can watch this on Apple TV and Tubi. A Balloon's Landing follows Hong Kong writer Tian Yu, who embarks on a solo trip to Taipei. He unexpectedly befriends a warm-hearted local gangster. You can watch this on Netflix. Eat the Night follows young drug dealer Pablo and his sister who bond over an online game. Pablo falls for Night and neglecting his sister. You can watch this on Prime Video and Apple TV. One Last Night of You follows Evan, a suicidal young man who meets Leo, a mysterious boy who offers to drive him to his destination. Along the way, romantic tension ensues as the pair reckon with traumas of the past, conflicts of the present, and the potential of the future together or apart. You can watch this on TLA, Fandango, Vimeo, Google Play Movies, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Thruple follows Michael, a lonely gay singer-songwriter who fears pursuing his musical dreams and exploring romantic intimacy. When he meets a newly married couple seeking a casual encounter, the three men enter into a relationship that is more vulnerable than any of them ever expected. You can watch this on Mubi. Dormitory follows Ahmet, who is devastated when his newly religious father sends him to an Islamic dormitory. He meets Hakan, a street-smart kid who knows how to work the system. Together they dream of being older and make their own decisions. You can watch this on Mubi and Prime Video. Sex follows two men in monogamous heterosexual marriages who find themselves in situations that challenge their perspectives on sexuality and gender norms. You can watch this on Viaplay and Apple TV. Feeling Randy follows the life of writer-director Dean Lent, recalling the time that he, along with three high school buddies, embarked on a road trip to the Mustang Ranch brothel in Nevada in an attempt to prove to himself that he was actually heterosexual. You can watch this on Google Play Movies, Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Una Película Barata follows Fede, who is depressed and firmly convinced he has no interest in social life. He meets Ivan, an old acquaintance from his childhood, and he insists they should provide each other company. You can watch this on Prime Video and Here TV. Puede Be follows Basil, a 30-year-old womanizer who has his life turned upside down when he wakes up from a night of drunken sex with his straight best friend Theo, who is about to get married. You can watch this on Vivamax. The Prodigy follows street hustler Adam, who has just about given up on life. When he finds himself held captive at the mercy of a deranged psychopath, he must decide whether to give up or fight to keep on living. You can watch this on Deku and Prime Video. Opponent follows Iman, who lives with his family in Sweden in a refugee hostels. To increase his chances of obtaining residence permits, he resumes his career as a wrestler and is confronted with why he had to flee. You can watch this on Max, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Doi Boy follows Sorn, who tries to build a future in Chiang Mai as a refugee far from home. But he is drawn into a complex relationship with a client investigating a political activist. You can watch this on Netflix. Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe follows two Mexican-American teenage boys who find an instant connection in 1987 El Paso, Texas. You can watch this on YouTube, Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Mates follows a group of friends camping in the countryside. At that moment, an unsuspecting man becomes the target of another guy's efforts at seduction. You can watch this on Fandango, Prime Video, and Apple TV. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification.